Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee Chat. I'm Liway Cabrera, your host for today. And for today we have our guests are the Mutya ng Filipino Heritage winners. So maybe we could ask you to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Peevee Sarmiento and I represented the Ilocano region and I am your Mutya ng Filipino Heritage 2023.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Raven Micaela Cabahug. I am your Mutya ng Filipino Heritage first runner-up and I was representing the Bisdak region during the Mutya ng Filipino Heritage celebration or pageant.
Hello everyone, my name is Maeriel Francisco Malaba. I am the National Capital Region representative and I'm your Mutya ng Filipino Heritage second runner-up.
Yeah. Okay, thank you and congratulations to the three of you. Yeah, it was really a good pageant. It was really everyone was very excited and very happy to have the three of you. So maybe we would like to get to know you better. Where did you, like from the Philippines, were you born here in Canada or in the Philippines?
I was born in the Philippines. My family and I are from San Jose, Nueva Ecija.
Okay.
And then I came here when I was 6 years old, which was way back in 2010 or 2011, I believe.
Okay.
And I'm still a student. I'm taking up my Bachelor's of Nursing at Brandon University and currently going to my third year as of now.
Okay, how about you, Raven?
Me, I was also not born here in Canada. I was born in the Philippines in Davao City. So I moved here with my family, lucky enough. And I'm currently working at the longest running law firm here in town. And also I'm still studying with my program in data analyst. So I'm juggling those two big things right now.
Wow, yeah.
I was also not born here in Canada. I was born in Philippines, San Mateo, Rizal, and I just graduated this year and I'm starting my university of Bachelor of Nursing in U of M. And yep.
Okay, yeah. So you mentioned that you came here when you were just 6 years old or 5 years old.
Yeah.
How was the adjustment for you when you were that age?
Well, yes.
When you came to Canada, yeah.
I came here when I was 6, so for me, I was easily adapted to the culture and environment. I felt that I was more open to learning and was less tied to the established routines and social circles I had back in the Philippines. And of course, with school, I went to HMK here and graduated at NACI. So I felt that was a good environment, a structured environment for interactions and create friends and a supportive system. So yeah, I was easily adapted to the culture. And of course, over time, there have been many Filipinos that have come along. So that really paved the way for building my identity and shaping it to being a Filipino.
What year was that when you moved here? Around
2011.
Oh,
probably,
okay. Yeah. And how about you, Raven?
Yeah, so in my case, I moved here in Canada when I'm already grown up, I guess. I moved here when I was 20 years old. But like what I said, lucky enough, I moved with my family. Moving with my family was a very helpful thing in terms of adjusting, because I know a lot of Filipinos moved here where they're just by themselves, they're just alone. So it's still hard, but again, I'm lucky enough that I have my family with me, even though having friends was a little of a struggle because I'm already grown up and I did not grow up here or moved here at an early age, but everything just happened as how I think it's supposed to be. I was able to meet friends and have them there by my back wherever if I wanna go somewhere. But yeah, it's hard, but it's all coming along.
What grade were you at when you moved?
Well, I finished my first year of university back in the Philippines, and then after that, I moved here in Canada. I was doing international studies, and then I was all settled back in the Philippines. But then I guess it's just the Filipino culture that
we
when
can
your
easily,
family,
yeah.
like if your family moves somewhere, then
Okay.
you gotta go somewhere too. But Canada is a good
Good,
place
yeah.
to start, and still you have to start young. So I guess 20 is still a young age.
Yeah.
So I still had the time to adjust
Yeah.
and take all the opportunities that I can.
So as you mentioned that the whole family came here, so no one, yeah, like your mom or dad came first.
Well, my dad came first, and then
Okay.
me, my mom, and my brother came after, like, I think 3 years or 4.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we gotta be united because it was a struggle for my dad.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
it was a struggle for everyone who moved here alone.
Yeah, yeah. How about you, Mai?
I moved here when I was 8 years old, back in 2012, I believe. Moving here in Canada was tough because my dad is a single parent, and my sister helped out in raising us. So my dad balancing his work life and taking care of my sister and I in a young age was very difficult for him. But the housemates we lived in, they helped us. When my dad was in work, they would take care of us, drive us to school, and so I guess I'm thankful for Filipinos who are also here with us.
Yeah, it was
Everyone
easier because
yes.
there were a lot of
Yes,
there were a lot of
everyone
Filipinos
was
here.
helping each other, and language barrier was kind of
Yeah.
hard also. I remember just blurting out like random words, like simple like washroom, and then that means I had to go to the washroom to teachers. They're very polite and patient with me, and now that more Filipinos are coming here in Canada, I think we help one another, and
So it's easier
so
for
it's
us to
easier
adapt.
for
Yeah.
us. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you how was the support at school? Like you were mentioning earlier that it was easy because there were also like a support system, not only the families. Maybe I think you were the ones who mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, like
yeah.
like from what I said, like I was kind of like the first batch of like Filipinos that kind of came. So like the people were very welcoming, of course. They were teaching me how to speak like more fluent English, and so I find that very helpful. Like the friends, the support was really there. And I also had my parents with me along with my brother, so we were kind of all in this together, like going forward. So that was really nice, and the teachers really were. They
So
gave meaningful advice.
before you came here, were you speaking Tagalog first, or were you using already some English, like speaking some English before you came here?
I honestly do not remember.
I
I just
because
came
you were
here and
6
then
years.
I got here. Yeah, it just I
So-
kind of grew onto the culture.
Yeah,
gradually,
because you
so-
were younger then. But maybe for Riven,
Yeah.
was it difficult, like the language, or you were already?
I did not find it that difficult. The reason is because growing up, English language is not unfamiliar to me.
Okay.
Like I practice, or I would say maybe English is kind of my favorite subject back when I was in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like I speak in the public, but yeah, it was still kind of a struggle because there are slang languages that I'm
like
not able to.
pronunciation and
Yeah, and like there are
accent.
terms that only Canadians know.
Yeah.
Yes, so I took the time to learn that and also adapt to the culture because it was definitely different from what I was used to back in the Philippines.
What were the ways that, like how did you study? Like, did you is there any program at school like EAL or anything that helped you to
Well, yeah, I took EAL at the settlement.
Okay.
Well, again, working because I believe I guess most universities or colleges doesn't accept you if you don't have any English language certification or like if you don't have assessment in English language. So I took that first. I took studying slowly. I finished that one, and yeah, I actually had level 8, which was like, oh really?
Yeah.
But then yeah, so
Yeah.
and then I took my college examination, and then I passed that, so I was able to enter in my program, and then that's how my study here in Canada went.
Yeah, that's good for
It's
you.
a process.
Because for others, maybe it's different story.
Yeah.
Because they're not using the English language that much. But
It's-
maybe for you, maybe you came from a school that's like a
No,
private
actually.
school or
No, actually, when I was in when I
Mhm.
was in elementary, I was in a public high school.
Mhm.
High school, it was a public high school as well. When I had my university, I was actually a city scholar. So I worked my way up because
Wow.
I don't want my parents to have the burden of paying that big
okay.
tuition fee for myself, because I guess that school, the university that I went to when I was in after my, or like during my college university years, it was like my dream school. So I really worked my way up there. It was, and I can say actually that I was stable when I was in the Philippines, but opportunity knocks only once, so you gotta grab them when it's there.
Why did your family decide? Because I think it was later when your family decided to move here. What made them decide to move to Canada?
I guess it's the lifestyle.
Okay.
Like, probably financially, they think that their like our family income cannot fulfill our needs. But later on, actually there were improvements when my father was already here, but the plan was already there, so we stick to the plan because we're a family.
Yeah.
So we have
need
to
to be
come here
together.
as a family.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing those like stories of you guys. So now we maybe we'll go now to the Mutya na Filipino Heritage. So how was your experience there? Was it your first time to join a beauty pageant? I think.
For me, it's the first ever pageant I've ever joined to. So the whole experience from training up until to the stage was definitely a rewarding and fulfilling experience in a way that I was able to overcome my fear being in front of people and just being able to communicate and share my ideas as a person. It was definitely a rewarding feeling. And like there were many struggles in the pageant, like just going forward. Definitely with like I learned how to be more professional. Like us girls, we had to be on time for rehearsals, whether it be meeting up like you're gonna face your other commitments too. Like personally for me, I was in the middle of my nursing practicum, so that whole month of June or the month before that, I was very busy, but I'm glad I pushed through the pageant because it was definitely a rewarding experience. You learn a lot of valuable lessons going forward. It's
really
nice.
good.
It's
Really-
amazing.
Yeah. And how about you, Raven?
How about me? Actually, it's not my first pageant. I used to join when I was probably 18, 19. I used to join pageants at a young age.
So you're used to it.
Yeah, well,
In
not.
school or is it?
I had one in school and then I had one outside of school. Yeah, but when I'm kind of a serious person when it comes to school. So outside activities was not really my priority. So after those two pageants when I was like a teenager, I stopped joining because I want to focus on my studies first. And then I also had other community activities. I was an elected youth officer, so I had a lot of things going on in my life. But during the Filipino Heritage, the Mutya Filipino Heritage, I never thought that I could still join a pageant here. The journey was, again, as what Peevee said, it was a struggle but really fulfilling. Probably all of us were able to see how the Filipinos worked it out in terms of solving issues within the community and overcoming those. It was a journey that's full of learnings that we will definitely carry on in our lives.
Yeah.
I am also a first timer in this beauty pageant, and I really learned a lot. Especially, we have, like, I would call them my sister now, and I learned a lot from them, advices from them. It was really fun awarding. In the end, it was really stressful. I was at school and I was like about to graduate, finals were coming up, so I really wanted to focus on my study. But before I leave Nipwa, I wanted to do something for the community, and thankfully I did join. It was fun, and I gained more friends and more Filipino families.
Yeah, it was really good. Like I think the LGBTQ was the one, like the group who really organized this one, and it was really a good one. And hope they will do it. I don't know if they will do it again next year, or they plan to do a different thing. Yeah. So that was good. So another question would be about because we did the Mutya Filipino Heritage. So what do you think, as a Filipino, younger generation Filipino immigrants, what do you think? Like, what values do we need to carry? Do you need to carry in order to thrive here in Canada? You first. Okay.
For me, it would definitely be the strong family ties. As we all know, family is at the core of Filipino culture. So by maintaining our relationships and our connections with people, that will provide a network where we can pull strength from if we face various of challenges here in Canada. And secondly would be the Bayanihan spirit. Bayanihan, which refers to the Filipino tradition of community cooperations and working together as one. So I think that would be a neat way to create a supportive system for us younger generations, and resiliency and perseverance. If we adapt, we work hard, and we maintain a positive outlook in life, we can definitely thrive in any environment.
Who's the next one?
Oh,
Maybe
me?
Yeah.
One thing that I would or want to say to the younger generation would be to take initiative and interest in learning our culture and our own heritage. The reason being is we're already living in a land that we're not familiar of, or we're not Canadians, but we are growing here, we are adapting to their culture, and their culture and traditions are also a beautiful thing to learn. But as Filipinos, I think it is our responsibility to take effort in knowing, not just by joining, but really knowing, because our culture is very beautiful, it's very vibrant, we can learn a lot of things, and it's actually somehow we can, in those differences from the Canadian to Filipino culture, there are actually a lot of similarities. And by learning and taking interest in doing such activity, we are able to gather and connect ourselves with different networks that we have available all around us.
Okay.
Yes.
How about you,
And
Mai?
I would agree with both of them. Family and taking interest and resilient are very important. And I haven't heard Ate Raven's advice, but now listening to it, that's kind of what I did. I came here at a young age and had no idea of Filipino culture, since I had to readjust here. And now listening to it, yes, it's very very important. And I'm a little of an introvert, so I was in my own space with my family, but joining the Filipino Heritage, I came out and I learned more culture, traditions, I learned stuff about the Bisdak and Ilocano, not just my own but everyone else's.
Yeah, so you were mentioning about culture. Yeah, so what do you think, what are the different what you learned from the Mutya Heritage, the culture? You mentioned earlier you didn't know about some of the cultures in the other regions. So what culture were you able to appreciate in that maybe the whole month of Filipino Heritage?
For me, each of the regions were uniquely different to their own, which was really fun to see and observe, definitely there was cooperation. Like I saw the Bistak region, the Kabalen, and the other regions too. The support was amazing. Like you can see just how these Filipinos can get together and put up with this event to support their candidate. And I hope it's something we can do in the future too. Again, not just in pageants, but support one another outside too.
So was it the first time that you saw like the different provinces from the? Is it the first time that you know about it, or like the different places in the Philippines, or?
Yeah.
Or
At least for me, yes.
maybe for the the two of you especially who came here when you were younger.
And this was my like last year. I didn't join any. I didn't get to see the Filipino Heritage event, or like I didn't get to see the parade. So I was really excited when I saw like these amazing floats that were made, and like each float were like they had. The region defined the float, so it was awesome to see like the kalabaw and the Ilocano float and like the bird and like everyone else. I mean the eagle.
So it was your first time to
to see like
to
the
participate
float,
in and to see the floats.
For me, it was my first time as well, like joining seriously. Last year, I was merely like a person floating in the crowd. I did not participate in anything, but now I was like, oh, I'm like a Mutya representative of my region. So it was definitely a great activity because it just feels like we're creating a small Filipino island here. Like it's
because of the many Filipinos already here in Liway.
And it's actually unusual. Like not all places are like this.
It feels like Philippines.
And maybe the bond,
Definitely.
it's really creates a bond for all the Filipinos and to showcase our culture to the community.
And speaking with my people like in my region, it definitely feels like I'm just in the Philippines joining a community pageant. It definitely feels like I'm in Canada or somewhere else.
I was last time I was in Bistak, and they organized this games like Filipino games. So but I think it was like they postponed it because of the weather. They thought that it will rain, but they changed it, and then they So do you know any Filipino games, like the traditional ones?
I definitely know a lot because I grew up outside my house. I can say that.
Maybe for you too. Like, do you know the other Filipino games that they have the Chinese garter? I don't know if you were able to play those.
I love that.
Patintero,
Tumbang preso.
Okay. So you still know that. You still like play it here, like with Filipino friends, or how do you know about it?
Not play it, but like tell younger kids to play. Like tell them, oh, you should. I have a great idea. Get a can and then get your suppers and start hitting it.
So you still have an experience of that. Yeah, good for you. Because some like the younger kids, I think don't know about that. So it's maybe a good way to promote.
And I think we should really teach them because. You know, we're always on our phones, we're always on our screens, and going outside playing things that are out of the screens are definitely a good thing, not just like physically but also mentally. We're making friends, we're making memories. We should definitely teach our children
to say those
but
traditional
actually
names.
remembering something, I remember in like our phys ed class, our teacher wanted to corroborate like the Filipino like culture thing, and I remember playing some Filipino games like Chinese garter. They're very open to like learning about what we do, and I remember teaching them to do Chinese garter, patintero in the basketball court in the gym. So
just have their own versions of
it. So we are still like being able to bring those like traditions and cultures that we have in the Philippines to Canada. So that's good. So I have a little bit of a challenge for you, because I don't know if you still know Tagalog.
Definitely.
Okay, so I'll give a little bit of a challenge, like use this in a sentence. Fit a Tagalog word. Okay, so the word is lunes. for you?
Like speak in Tagalog.
Yes, use it in a sentence in Tagalog.
Uuwi ako sa Lunes.
That was way too
keep it
short.
short.
That was so same.
How about you? Halaman.
Maraming halaman sa kwartong ito.
Okay, hopefully. Okay, so the word is alapaap. Do you know alapaap?
That's hard.
That's hard. Maybe I should give it.
No.
Or you also don't know that word.
I'm unsure.
I heard it in a song, so.
Is it like the sky?
Yeah.
Okay, I was right.
Okay.
It's the sky.
Okay.
But how do you say in Tagalog?
Alapaap.
Alapaap?
Yeah.
Ang ganda ng alapaap.
Oh,
Very
okay. Yeah, thank you, girls. You still know your language.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, the last, maybe we're out of time. So, your message to the younger generations of Filipinos here in maybe in Nipua.
Okay, to all the younger generations of Filipinos here in Nipua, remember that you're part of a vibrant and resilient community. Treasure your Filipino values and traditions as you experience what Canada has to offer as well. Continue to strive to excel and be proud of our Filipino heritage as we thrive here in Canada.
And my message to the younger generations is to take advantage of your Filipino community, learn whatever you can with them while adapting to the culture of Canada. Take new roads, don't be afraid to learn our culture and develop it in your own lives.
My message to younger Filipinos is that to get out of your comfort zone, surround yourself with good, loving people, and appreciate our culture.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much, ladies. Yeah, so that's it for today for coffee chat. So we will see you next time.